All right, peace, love, and light. This is just going to be another random reading. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me or see more tarot, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are going to shuffle up our cards and say our prayer first, and then we shall begin. So, dear the Divine God, our Holy Father, Yahweh, and our angels, thank you for being the highest form of good in our lives, for keeping our heads on straight and straying us away from negativity as best as possible. And thank you to the angels for the assistance they have brought today and assistance they'll bring during this reading. Right now, I'm asking that you guys bless and protect this space as well as the viewers and myself. So ground us in our energy, Lord, so that way we know what messages to receive, and to gift us the keen discernment to know what to do with the knowledge received as well. Please grant us the ability to keep our personal opinion and bias to the side if you so choose, the strength to continue on, and the clarity needed to focus. And anything else that you deem worthy for this reading, please allow us to be the vessels to receive and deliver. Amen. Ashe. All right, let's go ahead and see what is going on, Lord. What do you have for us, Yahweh? The Page of Wands with the Knight of Swords. Something about this Knight of Cups wanted to show. The Eight of Wands came out in the Knight of Pentacles. I'm not taking this card. But the Page of Wands with the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Knight of Cups and Knight of Swords. These two energies are going to pass by each other. The Page of Wands is about moving in your own way, doing your own thing. The Eight of Wands is being froze. This is a stalemate. This is a stopping, a stalling. The Knight of Cups is slow movement forward. Beginning to know your energy. Beginning to know your sound, your saying, your conversation. Someone is stalled in beginning to know their style. Well, this is the advancement of beginning. So this is like an intermediate level. Someone is stalled in the intermediate level of their own style. They haven't mastered it yet. They're stalled in their own style for some reason. And I want to know why. Why is someone stalled in the intermediate level of their own style? I want this card. The Three of Swords in the reverse with the Five of Cups. Enlightenment in the heart. Emotional awareness. It's a trial and error process in emotional awareness that has stalled them in the intermediate level of their own style. They haven't mastered their own style because of emotional awareness going through a trial and error process. It's your emotions are too much for you to handle, and you keep going through experiences that spark and ignite your emotions inside of you. And you keep stopping them. You are beginning to emotionally connect to your mind. Your heart and your mind are beginning to emotionally, beginning to connect. And the emotions are too much for you. And I feel like it's because you got a lot of emotions on backlog. You have a lot of things unexpressed inside of you. And as you are trying to activate, well, as your heart is being activated, as your heart chakra is being activated, as your heart chakra is being activated, your emotions are sitting there idle and waiting for you to express them. You have a lot of things that you must express, but I feel this energy of we don't know how to express these things or these situations. Venting. There are a lot of actions. You feel that it's a lot of actions that you must do. Like there is some type of body language that you must assert into in order for you to express these emotions clearly and bestly. But what you can do is get a journal and write your emotions down. And that'll clear up the backlog that is on it. And that'll start to drain your emotions. Your cup will begin to spill over. Well, your cup will begin to pour out. And you'll be able to handle the emotions that you have even better once you get a journal and begin to vent them out. You'll learn how to pour out your emotions. You'll learn how to feel your emotions correctly. What else do we have? The Fool card comes out in the challenge position with the Three of Wands. Someone is deeply unaware of their past. Someone's deeply unaware of the reflection of their past, which means that there is a cycle that they are in and they are unaware that they keep repeating the same old thing from the past. And that's what built up a lot of the emotional backlog that you have that is keeping you from mastering your style. You have a lot of emotions that pertain to self-expression and you saying things. When you were younger, this is a typical situation. When you were younger, you were quieted or muted or stopped from expressing yourself in your natural way. And now that you are connecting back with your natural self and your heart chakra is activated within the natural self, you are pent up. You have a lot of pent up emotions when it comes to the expression of self. So what you need to do is grab a journal and write out how you felt in the past about being muted, about being shut down, about being stopped from expressing yourself naturally. And that'll open you up to being on the correct level of emotional awareness that you need to be on in order to properly connect, have your heart connect to your mind. Yep, see, the Chariot card comes out signalizing movement forward and is backed by the Knight of Cups here. The Chariot is backed by the Knight of Cups here. We are moving forward in our emotional expression of self. And we're moving forward in truth with the Ace of Swords backing that Knight of Cups. That's how you get activated, and that's how you can begin to master your style. So that way these expressions of self will come effortlessly. They will come effortlessly. What else do we have? The card that I really want to get to is this Three of Wands in the reverse, backed by this Knight of Swords. These two cards keep popping up, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. My Three of Wands in the reverse is self-reflection. My Knight of Swords this is mental quickness, but this is also having the conversation about the past. You know your past. You know your past like the back of your hand, and you know what was best and what's better about it. You know the right things that should have been done. You know the wrong things that were done. You know the right things that were done. You know the wrong things that shouldn't have taken place. You know what's best. You know what's not good. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. You are the master here with the King of Wands of your past, but you don't speak about it. And you need to begin to have the conversation. You need to do a lot of shadow work. You need to do a lot of shadow work, and you need to begin to have the conversation. You need to begin to have the conversation about your past, and you need to have this conversation with yourself in order to clear up any residual feelings that you have, in order to clear up any situations that you are in. You need to open up your mouth and you need to speak on it. You don't need to speak about it with others because you already know how the situation will go, and you already know how the situation will be. But you do need to begin to have the conversation, or still have the conversation about your past, and open up this shadow work journal and begin to work. A lot of people, for somebody out there like that shadow work journal that came out, that was real trendy on TikTok, that everybody was getting, that's not the only type of shadow work that needs to be done. Some shadow work that needs to be done is just emotional healing, and it comes with venting about your past, grabbing a journal and communicating about all of the things that were done to you, and how they made you feel, and what they made you turn into. And the very important thing is, how did this past situation, how did these past experiences make you turn into something? What did these past experiences make you turn into? You need to recognize that and acknowledge that within the self, in order for you to truly heal from the person that you are today, and to get this mastering of your style movement going forward even more. You need to recognize who you are today as a result of the experiences of the past, and then you need to change that, because you don't want to be a circumstance of your situation. You don't want to be a product of your past. You want to be you. You want to be your natural self. You want to be your best self. You want to be who you are today. So you need to open up your journal, and you need to vent about what these experiences did to you, and how they make you act, and how they made you, what mindsets did they make you occur, what behavioral patterns did they make you have, what type of person did this turn you into. And that's the reason that you are not moving forward. That's the reason that you are stalled on your path. Because of a past situation, you're currently in your present day being reminded subconsciously, unconsciously rather, about a past situation. You may have had some dreams that symbolize, if you broke them down, they would have symbolized some situation that happened in your past that needs to be healed today, because a present experience that you are going through is symbolic or similar to the past situation, and you can use this present day situation to heal the past situation. But I feel like there's this line here that I'm seeing. And with this line, it's hard for you to get across. And it's about being accepted by others. There's a hard line for you to get across, and it's about being accepted by others, which is why you have become a product of your past and changed into a whole different person. And as you are now turning back into who you naturally are, it's hard for you to continue on doing this because you are traumatized from not being accepted. You believe that the same past situations of your authority figure not accepting you, or your friends or family not accepting you, you believe those past situations are still going to happen today. So with that situation, circumstance, and experience, you are stopping yourself from being a master of your own style because you believe that the past is going to hurt you somehow, some way. I'm not taking any of those cards. I'm not even going to read this. Nope, they told me to read it. I forgot that the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Cups came out. There are certain experiences in your life that are going to happen that are going to bring you to be able to be aware of your emotions. There are certain experiences in your life that are going to bring you to be able to feel again. Gotcha. The King of Swords, backed by the Four of Cups. This is something you don't want to do. This is someone who is non-vocal. Yahweh is with you on this, though. This is something that you're not accepting too. You keep your dreams and hopes and wishes and fantasies inside of you of how you want your life to be. That's what this glimmer in his eye is all of the things that he dreams of happening in his life that are supportive. I feel that you want to be supported. Yahweh is right next to you, asking, can you have him support you? Can he be the one that supports you? And this is what you need to say yes to. This is an experience of, instead of being your natural self, you've been told to be better than your natural self. You've been told to be less than your natural self. You've been told to be more than your natural self. You've been told to be smaller, bigger. You've been told to be something else and something different. And you know you can portray that personality, and you have been portraying that personality that is different from your natural self, because that is what was accepted by other people, and that's what kept you out of trouble. That's what kept you out of problems and issues. That's what kept you out of negative experiences happening. And that's what more so than anything pleased the parents that you had, was you being somebody else. But Yahweh is asking, and this is what you don't want to accept anymore. You don't want to accept that you can be somebody else. And this isn't a situation of like, oh, you know, I can be, instead of me being a flamboyant energy, I can just glitter. I can just shine. You know, instead of me being out there, this isn't you dimming down your personality. This is you being a completely different person. And you are able to be a completely different person. You can grab onto someone else's personality and assume it correctly, because that's like an ability that you have or something. It's something that you are able to do, is be completely different from who you are. And you're no longer accepting this in life, which is causing you to want to express your natural self and just be who you are and be who you want to be. But you've been able to be someone else, and you've been being someone else for so long that who you naturally are lies quiet inside of you. It's still there, and it still shines, and it's still bright. You are a bright light. You are a very fascinating person. You are a very amazing experience to have with your as your natural self. And this other personality is darker, it's more quiet, it is more negative in life. And you've been able to be this completely other personality, so much so that the who you are lies quiet inside of you. So how can we make this version of us louder? And I feel that you want to go to how can you make that other personality better. But I want to make this version of you louder. So how can we make this version of you louder? Yahweh wants me to ask, how can we make this version of you better? How can we make this version of you better? Justice. By bringing justice to the situations that fulfill you. It is an experience of, to the situations that don't fulfill you. This is an experience of you've been being that other person for so long that your natural self isn't interested in living the life that you have. And this is because everything in your life has come from this separate personality, this different personality that you are from your natural self. So there is nothing inside of your life that benefits your natural self. But if you can bring the justice of finding the things within the stuff that you have, the experiences that you have, the friends that you have, the family that you have, if you can find justice of finding that balance of, okay, this is what my natural self's like out of the stuff that I have, and bringing justice to that. And what you really need is an acknowledgement of why you made your life this way. And that will explode your natural self. That will explode your natural self out into the open. Is you need to, ooh, my nose itches, sorry. You need to figure out why you made your life the way that you made your life. And once you figure that out, just by writing it down, I'm telling you, journaling is my go-to healing method. It works so much by just sitting there, asking yourself these questions and answering these questions for yourself. So you need to sit down and you need to write, why did you make your life the way that it is? And you need to answer those questions honestly. And through you answering those questions, you will have some sort of revelation that'll make you put down this different personality and pick up your natural self and be your natural self. So that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me or see more tarot, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Peace, love, and light. And as always, be great.